Hello, so welcome once again. Welcome to our seventh Equator College webinar, a design conversation with our very own local artists. So thank you for joining us this evening. I hope this session will inspire all of you once again. So with us this evening, we have Bibi Chun from Penang. So let me share their artwork here. Okay, so we have Bibi Chun with us. So this is an artwork by Bibi Chun. So he's an established artist who utilizing popular culture in his painting. And next we have Kenji Chai, a very popular graffiti artist who has been commissioned by big brands. And also we have Vincent, a very skillful artist who paint mural around Georgetown for some of the famous landmarks, and also our very own lecturer at Equator College. So it is an honor to have all three of you in this webinar at the same time. Can you further introduce yourself to the audience? So maybe we can start with Kenji.
Hi guys, I'm Kenji Chai. Basically, it's like a full-time mural artist. I've been doing street art, I think maybe for 10 years. So full-time for 5 years. Yeah. So you can check my work in my IG, Mr. _ Kenji Chai.
All right. So next, perhaps Bibi Chun.
Hello.
Yes, Bibi Chun, we hear you. Okay, maybe some technical problem. So we continue with Vincent first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hello. I'm currently a lecturer. I'm lecturing at Equator College. It's been my 10 years teaching there, and I'm also a mural artist based in Penang, and I have been doing murals for the past 7 years. So I've been juggling between these two works until now.
Hi. Sorry, guys. Downstairs digging holes.
Okay.
Okay.
So now,
I'm
Bibi.
Vincent. I'm a painter, and I do a bit of wood assemblage work as well. Not so much of carpentry, but more towards flat surface for painting. Yep.
Okay, great. So first thing first.
Can you hear me, right? Because I'm having difficulty hearing you guys actually.
Okay, no problem. Okay,
Yeah.
so painting has been perceived differently now than before, right? So how different it is today in the eye of the public? If you talk about painting, last time people would just say painting, maybe people do not appreciate it, but now it seems that people started to appreciate the work of arts. So how different it is today in the eye of the public? So maybe we can start with Kenji.
I think through social media and people have more understanding and easily to access to different kind of like a nice piece of artwork. So for the public now, I think compared with last time, they appreciate more, and especially also what have Penang did for the Georgetown Festival, whereby has been a good response from the public, and it also like been well known in all over Malaysia. Also, maybe around the world, people will try to like look for Penang street art or maybe Malaysia street art. So I think they are more open and acceptance is very high for the public.
Okay, so what about you, Bibi?
I think not much different, I guess, because when you're talking about painting consumption, there's always two sides, the collector side and the general public side. So collector side, they are more in depth into a particular choice or certain aspect of movement. Whereby general public, it's still very much not much different. They still perceive whatever that pleases their eyes, visual with subjects that are recognizable, and that's it. The rest is basically, apart from those that I mentioned, they tend to be more repulsive and difficult to accept. So I think in general, the consumption of painting is still not much different.
Okay, great. So, Vincent?
For me, maybe
Right?
I can share a bit about my journey in art. Is that I did some exhibitions a few years back. I think around 6 years back, I did an exhibition on selfie, and that actually is a very big impact for me because I believe that in the past, art the aesthetics is being perceived like something beautiful is normally is about landscapes or like beautiful things like flowers. Especially my mom, he will always ask me why you paint the selfies, but I told him I don't know, because the Facebook inspired me. When I look at those interesting gestures and emotions and all those funny faces, I wanted to paint them. So I felt that during that time I had a breakthrough. I no longer confined to just painting like landscapes or beautiful things, but something that impacts me. And that time the selfie was something that impacted me. So I felt that art, and also during that time I exhibited in China House and in local cafes, in hotels. So I felt that the general public actually began slowly to accept art, not just beautiful things, but with ideas, with concepts, even though it's not really make sense to them. But as long as it is something new, something crazy, I think the public can accept. That's what I feel, and this is the direction that has been going for the art scene that I see now. Yeah.
Right. So like all of
What do
you,
you think, Chung Wei?
I think
As a lecturer, what do you think?
to me, I think it's true. Like whatever things that you said, like BB, I totally agree with what BB Chung have said, that you have two different kind of audience from the beginning until now. You have the collector side who has a very specific taste to the art that they would like to see, and you have other people on the other side who actually follows on the trend, and whatever things that comes to them as a form of a pop culture, right? So so the next thing is that like the three of you has been drawing a mural project for cafe or restaurants or residential or any other commercial spaces. So what is your most recent mural project, and how was it?
Who start first?
Yeah.
Andy?
Neither. Oh, so basically, the latest one beside KFC will be a project in Penang. So it's called Upper House Hotel. So it's like from a client that they have other business. So this is like his hobby business. So he commissioned me to paint something in the hotel. So I'm happy, like, because in my painting I have included like headhunters and skulls. So because not all the commission or other commercial they can accept. So slowly they can accept this, and then they feel like the art of acceptance, I think, is more than before. So and by the way, now beside my style or something not related to my style, I will never do it. So I just skip it and then maybe just pass to my friend. So basically focus on what I really want to do.
Okay, good. So BB
Recently, ever since after the
MTO.
COVID lockdown, now business wise slowly picking up. So I've been working with Ken Ken Public Art, which is under Tan Chawai.
Mhm.
So recently, he's having this project with Sunway Carnival Mall in mainland Penang, and I just finished my commission yesterday. And the project is still ongoing with other artists. Ame was involved, Akyong, Liana Leong, and now is Suhaimi's turn in painting the mall. So apart from that, is not much from the commission side because a lot of it was pending and cancelled in the end. So it's more focused on studio work nowadays, ever since the lockdown anyway. And hopefully, economy will pick up fast enough, and the demand for purchase of artwork would increase again. Hopefully,
Yep.
all finger crossed, including my toes.
Okay, what about Vincent?
The latest commission works I had was a yogurt shop. So the client contacted me, and he had two shops. One is at Juru, and another one is at Ploticus. So it's called it's a yogurt shop lah. So for Juru one, it's quite challenging for me because the client wanted graffiti, and I'm not really a graffiti person. I do murals, but mostly more like realistic paintings of figures and landscape, things like that. So it was a challenge, but I have to say that I'm inspired by Kenji and BB because both of you are my inspiration. Especially you guys are graffiti. You guys are pro in doing spray paints. So I use that to do that work at Juru, and it turns out I'm satisfied. I hope the general publics they like it. And then the other one was at Ploticus, and the boss wanted something to do with anime. He wanted anime characters. At first he wanted something like Ultraman, things like that. But I proposed him another idea whereby I created the anime characters using a clown because I was inspired by the movie Joker. So it turns out okay. Yeah, he likes my sketch, so he accepted the idea. Yeah.
Okay, great. So it seems that the demand is still there during this pandemic, right? So right. And one more thing that I realized is that the three of you come from a graphic design background. Like BB, when I first met you, you were a graphic designer, right? So what actually brings you into painting? From a graphic design that you have been using Illustrator all your life, like almost half of your life, and what brings you back into painting? So maybe BB, you would like to start first.
Who started? Me first.
Yeah.
I'm a college dropout. I'm not a graphic designer. I never finished the study. Yeah, I do use Illustrator and Photoshop earlier when I was still studying. But after college, I barely touched Illustrator, mostly on Photoshop, because I was employed under what do you call that? Children education sort of companies, similar to Kumon, where they produce their own study material. So I was working in the publication department where I produced pictures for the children books. So the most that I would use is just Photoshop after scanning the drawings that writers required. So technically speaking, I'm not a graphic designer. I never design anything. So fine art in a way is a what do you call that? Another way out for me, rather than just being an employee. And it provides more freedom than compared to most of the graphic designs projects that I ever heard of mostly from my friends, because similar comparison to commission projects, commission murals, paintings, or even under festivals, it more tied down to the requirement. There's always a brief to answer. But when it comes to fine art, it's purely your own freedom, whether you want to keep it boundary or not. So it's more flexible in a way, and less stress because you don't have to deal with anyone. It's your own decision making, 100%. So I'm not a graphic designer.
Still consider a graphic designer job. Right. So Vincent.
Okay, actually, I think it was painting that brought me to take up graphic design. So before I take up graphic design, I've been I have this love for painting, and one of the Penang artists took me into. He trained me. He was my mentor, and he taught me watercolor. So that's how my passion grows in painting, and then I decided to take graphic design. Then, but I did 4 years in graphic design. But after I graduate, I knew that I'm not interested to work like in a graphic firm or an advertising firm. I know I'm not gonna be in that position now where I need to sit in front of a computer and design stuff for client. So that's how I end up at Equator. I met up Dato Chua, and he looked through my works and he said we need someone to teach drawing. So I end up teaching at Equator for 10 years. And it was through these years that I'm quite thankful to my boss that he gave me this freedom to be able to teach and also to pursue art, being a painter. And that's how I end up pursuing art in having exhibitions and also engaging in mural projects.
All right. So, Kenzie, what about you?
So as everyone else, I thought like to draw. Maybe this is the only way to survive is to choose like a course or maybe something related to computer. So I started in graphic design. Then I found that once I stepped into like the first day or maybe first week of working, right, I know that I don't have any freedom to really design or create what belongs to myself. So I have started my own drawing by joining like forum. So the response is good. Like the forum like Pipit, Streeting. Then I try to share my work there. So it's kind of good response. So I think, oh, maybe I can have a freedom to do what I want to do. But until a certain point, right, I found that the gap between me and my work in the computer is quite strange. It's like you can't touch your work. It's like a digital kind of thing. So I was asking a few friends. So one of it is like BB teach me how to paint for graffiti. That time I'm blessing like once I paint on a wall, right, I feel like this is what I really want to do in my life. Just to be like, because when I was younger, like maybe like 7, 8 years old, always not listening to the teacher. So it's like always drawing on a textbook. So that's the feeling that I'm looking forward. Like, okay, this is why I keep myself so passionate in drawing, because like I just like to draw. I try like other like maybe like badminton or maybe, or it's like just a certain concentration, very less. But at least no, I mean like beside drawing is the best thing in the world. I think it's the most meditation and what I really want to do in my life, and that's it. So from that time on, I try my very best to stay in the game, make sure I never go back to like a 9 to 5 job. Okay.
Yeah. So I think in painting and in design also you have quite a similar experience, right? Right. Like in mural, can you share with us what your clients look for in a mural?
Basically, client always look for like maybe like to want us to enhance their product or enhance their thing. And then at the first point, right, maybe the first few commission, they will always like refer to other people's style. I want this, I want that. Can you do this? Can I do that? Can I do like 3D painting? Maybe put something inside. They always have a requirement. So, but until up to today, so if any job that doesn't really align to my style, I rather drop it, because I want to keep the interest for myself, so I can keep on creating my own thing. I just want to like concentrate and try to like build it and try to like be more focused on what I'm doing. So normally what they're looking for is not really my concern. It's like, do they like my work? If they like my work, then easier for me to execute. Yeah. So I really quite choosy in the client side. So every day I at least like maybe reject 1 or 2%. So they always come to look for me. Can you do this? Can you do that? Blah 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 blah. Blah. Yeah. But at first, when nobody know me, that time I everything I do, because I want to create like the trust and also like a more stable income. So now it's more to like my own vision. So will this client contribute to my own vision? So basically, they're paying me for me to experiment, like what I really want to like do and make it more better on my own art.
Oh, that's interesting. So maybe Vincent next.
For me, normally what I'll try to do is I'll see what the client wants. Normally, clients when they approach me, they will have a team or they will have an idea to paint either for their shop or their house or any location. So from that idea, they will give me the freedom to explore. Normally, that's what they will say lah. They will say, you do it lah. You're the artist. You give us more ideas. This is what we want, and then you give us more ideas, and then from there it develops. So I think that's how I approach the client. And if you talk more on commercial sites like cafe shops, I think the clients actually want attraction. After mural become a big things for 6 years back, I think cafes they started to want to have mural as well at their shop. I think that a lot of clients, they don't really know what kind of art they want, but because they know that you're an artist, so they just want a mural or an art piece, but they do not know what, but they believe that you as an artist, you can provide them some ideas that can attract people. I think that is the main thing that has been pushing these industries until now, for these few years. Still there are people looking for mural arts. So I think clients want some attraction in their shops or cafe. So I think as artists, we play a very major part in meeting that requirement, giving them artistic values to enhance their business or their shops, and also at the same time, like how Kenji did it. As an artist, we need to do something that shows our style as well. Not so much just about what client wants, but we also need to convince them, hey, this is my style. Will you buy it? Please buy it, because this is my personal style. So that is something that I've learned and experienced throughout these few years in this industry.
Okay, nice. Bibi? Yes, Bibi, your turn. Yeah, what about you, Bibi?
I think this whole sub yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, Ken?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Ken.
Can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear? Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, can.
Hello.
I think,
Can you hear me or not?
yes.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Ken.
Okay, good. Okay. So I think this whole sub industry is basically still a very confusing manner, because I noticed that a lot of clients, what they want is publicity mileage.
Mhm.
What's with the thumbs up? So what they want is a publicity mileage. Most business that commission us to paint mural, they don't really want a picture. I mean, as much as they use the excuse of to beautify the interior or to provide a sense of culture or sense of what do you call that? What's that word again? So apart from wanting something that's pleasant for the environment, what they want is actually publicity mileage that would increase the brand of their business to bring in more people, to attract more traffic. That's what they want. It's not really a picture per se or a mural per se. They just want something that could attract the traffic to come over. So it's kind of like what do you call it? Popular or publicity trade. So hence, public figure or artists that are more well known are more likely to get more commissions applications. So hence, this whole scenario, it's very frustrating and annoying sometimes when you're dealing with clients who have no idea what they want. At first, they tell you, yeah, you can do whatever you like, propose or pitch an idea. And then in the end, when you go towards your direction, then suddenly they twist. Can I not have this? Can I not have that? Now I don't want this, now I don't want that. So it goes back to the first question. Do the client really know what they want? And most of the time, it's not really what they want from you. It's more of how or what can you do to attract traffic. It's kind of like a website, like how Instagram account nowadays. You follow me, I follow you, that kind of situation. So it's a kind of mutual. Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
All right, very interesting. I like the way you put it, publicity mileage, which is interesting. I mean, uh, everything
Am I
that we,
lagging?
no, it's okay. I think everything that we does with clients is to me, I find that one of the most important thing is about managing
Am
their
I lagging?
expectation.
I'm done talking.
Yeah. So managing expectation is one of the
Yeah,
most
I think I'm
important thing
lag.
because
Fuck.
a lot of things
What
you
is happening?
can do,
So sorry.
but a lot of things we do not understand what clients actually expect from us, right? Like for example, clients can come to us and says, at first, okay, BB is restarting his computer. Okay, never mind. We will just continue first.
Okay.
So, in managing expectation, I think happens to a lots of industry that we are dealing in, right? So, for example, like what BB has put in just now, that the clients might expect one thing, but we as an artist see another thing, right? And the language that we speak, at first it might become, it might synchronize, but then eventually it looks very different. So again, with all these things that we said, mural is still one of the most, or regarded as one of the most interesting art that attract public, especially tourists, to their commercial space. So what do you think, what do you think, how this changed the tourism industry as a whole?
Hmm. Tourism only social media. You start first, Vincent.
I start first.
Mm.
I think there are many ways to promote tourism.
Mhm.
And I think that mural has been added to one of the lists, or it has become another tool to
Yep.
to build up tourism, to make attraction for a state, just like Penang. Okay, so and I would say it was successful, right? With Georgetown Festival coming in and having mural as one of the tools, or maybe a gimmick, to make it an attraction, to attract the publics, and the result was good, and that's what I think. Mural has become a very important tools to develop tourism in Malaysia. Yeah.
Okay. For my side, I think like I'm not really sure does it attract, but for the for my thoughts is like what I'm drawing right actually is for the beside the local is for the people who visit Malaysia. That's why maybe some of the people would think like, oh, this is the of course they think like what I've done is cool in the Red Hotel, like big one, and some places with our culture style thing, but in a graffiti way. So I just want to say is like this is for the people who visit Malaysia. Example, let's say if you go to like overseas, right? Will you wanted to see something from Malaysia, or you want to see something from the local, from the country you visit? Because you want to understand more about their culture, right? So from what I did is like I try to like bring up the culture that we have. That I'm proud to be Malaysian, as I have traveled different kind of country. So I think this is very important for the Malaysia, and or maybe that would be the attraction for them. And also like something we be take things for granted have never been care by Malaysia. Or maybe like teh tarik, or maybe like something very simple, like maybe like a wonton mee. So when I translate it into like a mural, right? Mural or maybe graffiti, they feel like quite interesting because they can relate. And this is what I mean, like I appreciate and I cherish that what we have in our country. So I think that one will also help people when they look at it, right? They will feel they have like some kind of connection to attract them. And also to let more people who travel to Malaysia, of course now can't, to understand our culture. And this is the food, this is the style, this is the culture, this is the thing they wear. Yeah.
Yeah, I think very interesting. Is that the reason that you come up with the idea of your Taiko? Also,
Oh,
can you?
Chaigo is like because it's my alter ego. Yet still, maybe Malaysian is still maybe from the upper one. Maybe the government cannot accept it. But I can tell you, actually, mostly part of my Malay like fans, like they really like my style, like the dog, so they willing to buy it because like they feel the art can inspire them. So this is what I push. Normally, I don't really ask like, what do you like? I want to do for you. I care about what I do, right? And I will do my best to attract people. The right people will drop into you. You no need to like try your best to really like persuade someone who hate you to love you. It doesn't work this way. It doesn't work this way. So the right person will attract to your art. Not like you try to like, oh, please like my work, please. What I can change until you like it. No, it's not like this. It's like you have to be 100% true to yourself and express what you really want to do. Then the
True.
right person will come to you.
Yep.
Because I
Okay.
believe there's no ugly art. So only like how many percent of people who like your work. Yeah. Okay, next.
True. True. So okay. So we have one bad news that we lost BB Chun for for now. But actually, BB Chun is now on is
Online.
watching on Facebook live. So if
I think he can respond from
yeah,
the chat, right?
later on,
Oh,
if you
man.
have any questions, BB Chun can still respond through Facebook Live. So
Yep.
at the moment, we will go ahead. So, do you have anything to add, Vincent?
Not at the moment.
Okay. So, out of so many works that all of you did, which one is your favorite?
Vincent, you first.
Okay. I think it will be the painting I did at the National Registration Department at Sungai Ara. It's I think it's a uh, I think two to three story tall building, and the client wanted something that is about Malaysian culture. So I painted the three main ethnic races: the Malay, Chinese, and Indians, and also Bumiputras. And I also featured one of the Sarawak cultural dance, which is the Datun Julut or the Hornbill dance, together with other different local cultures like lion dance or the Silat warrior, and also the Indian dance. So for me, this idea was originated by the client, but then I developed it, and I felt that it's something that I painted that can represent my country, the culture that I live in, the ethnics that I have been living together in this land, this Malaysia, and also I'm very proud that I can actually paint something on the wall with this national team, okay, together with the agreement or the support by the client himself. So I think this piece of work, actually, it's the title of the work. I call it as Muhibah, because hopefully through that image that I've been presented on the wall can somehow bring a sense of unity or understanding among different races in Malaysia. So I would reckon that piece is one of my favorite so far.
Okay, so for myself, I would say up to date, I think maybe it's the Sabah, which I painted in Tuju Hotel. It's like I think it's Sarawak girl, then with different kind of like animal with proboscis monkey and hornbill and the one of the elephant in Sabah. So I think it's around like 10 story. That's my favorite for actually mostly the work is like work in progress lah. There's never have a best work. They only have better. Keep on like upgrading, innovating for myself.
Nice. So is innovation the key
Innovation.
success of a successful mural project?
Mm.
Is innovation the key of the successful mural project?
Okay, done. Baby Chun already replied, right, in the comment.
So Kenji, maybe you can start with Kenji.
What is the question?
Innovation, is innovation the key of a successful mural project?
I think it very depends on different artists. So for me, it's like I always looking forward to do something. Maybe the same method, but something different from the previous work I did. Maybe color, or maybe shading, or maybe something different. I'm to keep on experimenting. So it's like it doesn't stay that way. Like even my Chigo, right, they will be innovate like maybe different style, maybe different kind of like product or different kind of like form. Maybe before this is 2D, then become like toys. So it's all about like try to like make it better and better by innovating in different way. So I would love to experiment and try to make it. I will try to imagine how it looks. So I will try to like use my own fun to really like come up something that from my imagination.
All right. So just now we talked about pandemic. So did you see that this pandemic has changed in the way your works has been operating? Yeah.
Okay, maybe I start first. So living as an artist is not really easy for everyone. But 5 years or 6 years ago, as I decided to become a full-time artist, I always save money. I never thought the pandemic will hit everyone. I just think like maybe in one day I will have like a problem that maybe there's like a long period I don't have a job. So from 5 years ago, I started to save money. Like let's say the money I have earned, right? I try to divide into 1 year. So like let's say if I want like 3,000, and then maybe I need to find like 30,000 to be divided. So if I find more than 30,000, right, I will try to add in and then divide for myself. Like maybe I can live 1.5 year without doing anything. Of course, there's the worst come to worst situation, like the lockdown, like maybe for half year, right? So I already prepared for that. So for me, it's nothing much different because I've been living this kind of style long time ago. So it's been like a plan ahead, like maybe 2 years or 3 years without overspending what I really earn. So like I have a company, so my company hire me, then I just get the salary from a company. But maybe some for toys, but just allocate a small budget to make myself happy. But I never overuse it. So for me, it doesn't hit me much. Doesn't hit me much. And then after the pandemic, right? So mostly client, they have money need to be spent for their year, like the budget. So I keep on have project because mostly client need to like spend out their money to really clear off before they move to 2021. Yeah. How about you, Vincent?
For me, I actually because I'm juggling between two jobs. One is by being a lecturer and in the academic line, and then another thing is my freelance job, which is taking in murals. So that is the extra, and so I still have my day job, which is in teaching art. So when the pandemic hits, it does affected my freelance job because at that time I was actually doing murals at Adventist Hospital. I was painting their pediatric clinics, or painting like cute bears. They requested to paint that. So it was halfway through, and the lockdown happened. So I need to stop for 3 months, and I couldn't complete it or do it during that time. So for that 3 months, I wasn't able to engage in my murals or the projects. So that was the only thing that affected me lah. If you're talking about the mural, the side jobs or the mural jobs. But straight after the lockdown, I was able to complete it, and out of my surprise, just before the lockdown being lifted, there are actually clients who started to ask for murals. So I was actually quite surprised that I thought, hey, isn't this we are having some like pandemics or having some economic crisis, and clients actually still call in and they want to start new business and have new shops and to have murals. So I think it does affect, but I would say maybe not much since now it's already been lifted up. So we are still engaged in our daily jobs and also in projects. Yeah.
How about you, Chinwei?
Me, I don't do murals, so so not much of effect. Not much of effect to me at for my job and for my teaching. So I think during this pandemic, one of the most sought out and business is an entertainment business. So where everyone tuned in to all these things. So I think I think this pandemic happened for a good reason, where people started to learn new things, learn new approaches, Yeah. So the next questions, BB, if you're watching with us,
Yeah, we can see comments.
do answer in the comments as well. So, what is the state of mural art scene in Malaysia? Looking at several crossover projects that is happening over the years, how far do you think it will go? Kenji, maybe you want to start first.
Again, sorry, I missed your question.
Okay, my question is, what is the state of mural art scene in Malaysia? Looking at several crossover projects that is happening over the years, how far do you think it will go?
Okay. I'm not really sure how far mural will go, but I'm sure art will be last long for sure. Based on like Picasso, like maybe Andy Warhol, like maybe Keith Haring, they have been passed away, but their art stay forever, and they have a foundation who keep on coming up like products with like Uniqlo and other thing. So for mirror, I'm not sure, but I think it will be keep on going as well. Even though if we don't do mirror, we still can do art, still, because the value is still there. The value will not depreciate. This is what I appreciate about art. Yeah.
Yeah, Vincent?
Murals, I agree with what Kenji said. I think art will not disappear as long as humans still have feelings and emotions and have an eye for something that would inspire them, whether it's beautiful or ugly. I think art will still live. Actually, I just recall something I saw on Facebook. Is quite pathetic. I remember someone shared having a machine who can paint the mural on the wall. Click of that machine and then it will start to, I wouldn't say paint, like print out the mural on the walls. so I'm like, so will this replace human craft, or will this replace artists or mural artists? Because with that machine you can do wonders. So I find it's quite pathetic to look at that. But I still believe that there are still people who will appreciate artists, pure arts, and not something artificial. So as long as humans still live in this world, the aesthetics values will still be there. That's what I strongly believe. So we artists, we need to keep that industry going. We need to keep producing artworks, and we need to keep on working hard in these creative lines to make sure that it will constantly be on track.
Like
True. Yes. I think BB Chun also replied in
got reply.
Yes.
Republic K to be reminded that question.
Okay. So since Vincent just touched about technology, right? Like I think this is what we have been talking about. Like in the past 10 years, we say that in 5 years' time, AI is going to take over a lot of human jobs. And over social media, you have seen a machine who write beautiful articles. You have seen machine who can drive. Now you have car that can drive itself. You have like machine or printer that can print on the wall directly. You have 3D scanners and all these things. So things are changing. So, but the thing is that if we look at it as in a positive way, it's means that artists can now actually merge technologies with arts, right? So the convergence of technology and arts, do you think it's important in the art industry development?
Or maybe I start first. So as I have been drawing using iPad for quite some times, and got good, got bad. The good thing is like we save a lot of paper because we can use the different kind of effect in iPad, and then to like iPad Pro, and then you can use like a Procreate to create something. Then you can save paper. But the bad thing is like we might be sometimes lose the essential, like maybe we are too used to iPad, right? Then when I draw on a paper, right, I will try to zoom into the paper.
It happens to me too.
Like a bit crazy, like we get very too used to it. So maybe sometimes we need to also go back to the roots But the good thing is that it's very easier for me to really create some sketch for the client, because like based on the photo I snap from the building, I can just draw on it easily, change color, then do this and do that, print it out, and send email. That was the good thing about the technology and art for me. For that part, I think it's quite advantage. Then for other, maybe we still need to keep the essential. So I try to draw on the paper sometimes to make sure that I still get the stroke, because it's still different. But then the way is easier in like machines, or maybe like procreating. Yeah. Vincent? Yeah.
Yeah, as for me, I think technology is essential in arts. I think if we think of it in a good way, it's something that is necessary, for the development of art with the assistance of technology. Like I've seen forums saying that, like especially for fine artists, some fine artists that I know, that they really go against digital stuff. They don't like digital paintings, and they felt like it's something that they can't feel, because when they draw with pencil or
Yep.
they paint, they can feel it. But for
Yep.
digital, some they can't really accept that. And for me, I can accept both. I did digital painting before for some time, but then I still stick to paper and canvas, and something that I can touch it. I can touch the paint. I can make my hand dirty with and all that. So I
Yep.
have no problem with both. So but as an academician as well, I think digital painting is important. Like what can you say? If I were to keep demos, and if I need to keep erasing, it will waste paper, and it will also waste time. So
Yep.
if I have assistance from technology, it helps. So I think it's essential. It's important. So, and I think it's also partly because of what generation we're living in. If we are talking about whether we artists should use traditional media or digital media, how about if we look back to the time where cavemen lived in cave, how they draw and paint. They probably use stones to leave marks on the cave or on the ground, or use branches to draw. So so that is really, how to say, 原始,
Yes.
that's really original. So are we supposed to go back, and to live like cavemen and to use stones to draw on the walls? No, because we're living in this generation where technology has been a very important part in our lives. So we will have to go with the flow, and at the same time, don't lose our direction. Don't let technology take over what the instincts of an artist should have. So I think to be balanced will be the key word for artists to live in this generation.
And also to additional something, right? So basically our time last time, right, we're rarely for the traditional part, like we rarely, like if you want to try oil painting, maybe like crayon, we really need to have the skills, or maybe to learn it, like maybe acrylic, different texture. It's different kind of feeling. It's harder to be learned. But now, right, you just have one click, then you can use anything you want. So the good thing is that easier for us to really have the style. The bad thing is like maybe we lose the touch or essential. Like we need to have more time to learn that kind of particular of skills to draw that thing. Maybe oil painting, they can dry like 3 days, but now with just one click, then can use it. Yeah, good and bad. Yeah.
Yes, very, very interesting insight. I think BB Chun also gave a very interesting comment on Facebook.
Yep.
So I think we comes to almost to the end of this evening conversation.
Yep.
So the last thing is what are the challenges that you face in the things that you do, and how you overcome these challenges?
I do. So basically for me, I think like maybe I would like to try something different. Like maybe I paint on a tall wall. Maybe giant wall is still okay, but maybe beside painting on a wall, maybe it can be a different kind of subject. Maybe like plane. That's what I'm looking forward to, or something like different object. And so as people think mural artist is cool, right? Actually, the real part is like it's very different from like artists that showcase their work in gallery, because they can paint in their coffee, their pajamas, or with the music they like in their house, cozy house. But for mural artists, they need to like face the weather, face the heat, sometimes rain, and maybe out of material. So it's a lot of like innovation when it comes to execution. So maybe you will forget to bring something, then a lot of choice need to be made, like maybe replacement color, and people will interrupt that, like they know, oh, why can you take a photo with us, blah blah blah. So maybe a lot of concentration will be distract. But I'm still happy with the outcome. Or maybe one thing I hate the most, if you want to paint with a crane, right, we need to hide the crane at night, because the crane can't be blocking the traffic. So it's really suffering, like painting over the midnight. It's like the other day you feel like dizzy, then you need to go to paint again at night. So it's like the time turning up and down. Yeah, this is what I face. But I still enjoy it, because it's like the ultimate job I want to do.
Ethan?
For me, biggest challenge in being a mural artist, I think is I really have to have time management. It's about discipline, because for me, I'm teaching and also taking in jobs. So most of my weekends and also Monday, Tuesday, I'll be doing mural jobs. So actually, if to juggle these two is actually need a lot of discipline, and also it can be quite taxing. Yeah, because especially when you do outdoor murals where you need to face the weathers, you need to face weathers and also climb up and down, using crane or lifts. So a lot of preparations actually in doing murals, and that can easily wear me off sometimes. But I always remind myself to need to take care of the health lah. I mean, mural is quite a tiring job. I do not know how long I can do two murals. When I'm 50, I don't know whether I can still climb up and down to paint, because it can be quite tiring. So need to take care of the health, and also yeah, mainly this will be the biggest challenge, and also something that I need to take note of for the time being.
Yeah, I think BB Chun also said that, like Lee Kai mentioned before, the art market is non-existent in Penang. So stay here, but sell elsewhere. Yeah, I think it's time for us to get some questions from the audience. Okay, we got one question. We got one question from Jane. What kind of paint you guys use for painting mural? Like like the name of the brand.
Oh, so we can't type, right? We only can say it out, right?
Yeah, you say it out.
Basically for me, I use gold, spray paint, gold, and 94 sometimes. But one take is like a cheaper version, but it's still okay. So you guys can try. Out of it, right? Other paint is okay, but it will make you frustrated. Yeah, like BB Chun said also, don't use blacker. Blacker it sucks. It's like cracking, and it's bad.
Okay, for me, mostly I'll be using weather paints lah. Nippon, Deluxe, Jotun. That will be the most common paint to be used lah. And actually, I also wanted to try how Kenji painted. Using like I think you use Montana, you use gold and all this. Right?
Yep.
Actually, I wanted to try as well, and the spray can actually comes with different caps where you can control the lines and all that. So actually now also can buy online. It comes with
you can buy online.
Yeah,
you can buy online. Maybe Shopee also can. I think maybe you can have a look. And I just want to share with you. Actually, there's like a stock cap and fat cap, and also like a skinny cap. But at the end, based on your skill. So actually, for BB Chun, actually is quite good in can control. So if you have any problem, you can ask him. Yep.
But in Penang, we can only buy Angkor, and also
Angkor is what we start with. So if you can control that shit, right, you can control anything.
Okay, so Elena has a question. What are the art and creative market in the present time in Penang? Can you describe? So, Vincent, maybe you would like to start with this.
It's better because for me, I don't know anything.
And BB Chun also, you can also reply. Yeah, so we can start with Vincent.
Art and creative market in the present time in Penang.
Yeah.
I think she don't really focus on murals, right?
Yeah.
Like should be in general.
Yeah.
I think maybe Chunwei you will know better. Art and creative market. I'm not so much into.
Yeah, Kenji. Elena said that KL also can.
Market. I'm not really sure, but it took me time, many years to build the branding, in order for people to buy my stuff. So there's no like escalating way or shortcut. It takes blood and time, and importantly is for the perseverance. So if you are good, people will buy it, but I'm not sure when. But you need to keep on doing it. Let people know you still survive, you're still on the game, so the value will go up. Only people are willing to pay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think same. I think the arts and creative market in Penang at the moment, I think everyone, because of it's Penang and because Penang are so popular with arts nowadays, everyone wants to do arts and creative market. But sadly speaking, it's very hard for us to find one art and creative markets that is really honest and really sincere in arts and creative. I think not many people has done it. I think Hinbas pop-up market is one of the many I think one of the good examples that is doing good, you know. Yep. So okay. Zixian asked a question: how you guys think about Banksy?
Okay.
So I will
Who's up first?
rephrase what you guys think about Banksy in terms of the influence.
Okay, for maybe I start first. So I think Banksy, in terms of the skill, I don't really talk about it because but he draw his own portraits. I mean, like those figures he draw himself. It's not from internet. Firstly, and secondly, the idea that he create is quite good and well blended with the wall with the wall that he painting or doing on it. Every wall or every piece got a message basically, like they can click to the audience. From my opinion, for skill, doesn't have much comment because it's a stencil, so you can get ready at your home and then do it on the wall.
Yeah, for me, the most books that I recognize from Banksy is not really something that I would look into or I spend a lot of time like studying about this artist. But the works that I've seen before is the stencils, the black, like the girl holding balloons, and I think Banksy, most of his works is to show some of his social, reflecting socials and politics. and I think it's quite an avant-garde artist. But that's all I can say about Banksy. It's not really one of my favorite, but I think he's a very brave and a very avant-garde artist in the works that he projected so far.
Okay, so very common questions that everyone asks. Do you agree that being an artist in Malaysia equals to starve to death?
I 100% disagree.
Taboo is a taboo question.
Disagree. Okay, so I disagree because like you're referring to most of them, but if you're really serious and want to be surviving, basically for people choice will be like a top 5. Top 10 still okay, out of 10 maybe a bit struggling. So in order to be in the game and making money, you have to be the best. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I try my very best to stay in the game. I always encourage new artists because they're the upcoming, the next generation. It's because I don't want to they lose faith. That's why today we're having a chat with Chunwei, because Chunwei, I know Chunwei for a long time. We've been battling, been like not struggling, but still keep on pushing because we still believe in art. This is the dream that we want to live in.
Yeah, I definitely would disagree that artists would have to starve to death.
Yep.
But I have to say, probably not an easy path.
Yes.
You know, to be an artist, it will be the journey will be less taken for artists to be in this category. It's not going to be easy, but like for me, I never thought I would be an artist or be doing murals, but it was the passion for the love for art that kept me going. And I've never thought of having an exhibitions, but it was the intuition of being an artist that pushed me to put up exhibitions and end up taking in jobs to do murals as well. So I see that there are opportunities. There are still opportunities, or there are still ways that we can work it out being an artist. It's just that how we market ourselves, how we work it out. Need to find ways to be an artist.
Okay, I think this is the last question that we have. Elena asks, what are the struggle you face when dealing with commission work?
Struggles.
Yeah, I think BB Chun gave a very good example, like buying Ferrari with the price of Kanchil.
Yeah, that's what we face. So they just want cheaper stuff. So I try to avoid. Now I can try to avoid. Like I don't entertain them because they don't know the value. So normally people who really engage me, they doesn't ask much. So they ask for this price, this and that. Maybe they bargain a bit, then we are good to go. So I never entertain those people who want a cheap shit, right? So it's like they doesn't really understand like what BB said. Like they will get about, okay, let's say you imagine, right, like a client, they are bringing the budget of Kanchil, they're going into a BMW or maybe Mercedes Benz. They can never drive the car, right? They can never afford, right? But they hope it will happen miracle. Doesn't really, because they never see it that way. But at first we need to believe in the value that we have. They only can convince the people who really like to buy our value. So normally if they bargain, I would just say I'm busy, and I don't really like entertain them because it's a waste of time.
For me, if you're talking about like dealings with clients and talking about the monetary wise, I've had experience that when artists ask, how much would you charge and things like that, and then once I give the quotation, then they just say, oh, isn't if I use the wallpaper will be cheaper. So
Yeah.
so that's the answer I got. So inside my heart, I was like, then just go ahead, use the wallpaper.
Yep.
So because I've given you my value, and this is a craft. This is my craft as an artist. So if you appreciate it, then you would definitely go for me. But if you think you want something economic or fast, then go for something that is printed. So I think this is one of the challenge that I faced throughout these years, because some clients, they really some we cannot blame them that they don't understand that when you hire an artist, it's like you are actually appreciating his craft and skills. So 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 probably we can explain to them, but it's up to them whether they understand that when they approach artists to have murals or artworks for them.
Okay, I think just now we say last question, but we have two more questions from Fario. He says that how do you personally promote yourself? Socializing, appearing in social media, or make viral video of your artwork? How do you promote yourself?
Basically, for me, the time when I step into like Facebook or Instagram, right, it doesn't have a personal kind of like feeling to me anymore. It's like a platform, a social media that I showcase my work. So you need to go out to social so much now. So now the trend is like you do your best, you try to be perseverance, you create something based on your project. You just need one chance. You don't need to be paying anything for to promote yourself. You just need to post, tag the right person, and then maybe learn from the artist you like, and then see what is the hashtag they put. Try to learn from them what time they post. So this is what I did, like how I study, like what they did, and how they post their picture, what kind of subject they draw. Maybe it's part of other people like drawing like fan art. Then have more people to be seeing your work because like they have a kind of like a connection with the artwork, like Dragon Ball or maybe like a Ninja Turtle or maybe Robocop or something that is related. Then people will see your work and then they will share it. Yeah. So nowadays, right, making a viral video is not easy because people being exposed to so many videos, so many ideas, so many things repeating again and again. Once you cannot capture it in 5 seconds, then you're gone. Then no people will see the video more because this is the current world. Yeah.
Yeah, listen.
I think artists nowadays are living in different eras, because we are living in a world where we uses social media a lot. Probably artists in the past, they are all introvert. They stuck themselves in the studio, paint. They don't talk much. But then nowadays we use Instagram to share our artworks, or Facebook, and I think it's also important that we not just look too much into our own arts, but we also look into others people's art and appreciate them and give them credits. And that's one of the way that we can learn from them, and also in a way is also socializing with art artists, so that more ideas and more opportunities would we will get, when we socialize and bring ourselves out to the spotlight. Yeah.
All right. So one last question,
Mhm.
Jane. How do you guys mark the price of mural painting for client? How do you base the price of your artwork? How do you quote your client?
So for me, all same. Because you need to be fair to the client who really paid you previously. So I just wait for the right client. So basically, maybe out of 10 jobs, I maybe only got 1 or 2 jobs for a month. That's more than enough. Rather than just get a cheapo job, like do like 10 job, only equivalent to 1 job. Because I believe in, if I treat every job is like my last mural, it can create the remembrance for each project, rather than just doing like 10 projects that like no people will remember just for living, because it doesn't work for me that way. Vincent?
Uh, should we give out the figures here?
No, I think
Like,
I think
it's
that
your
one should be.
secret, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like Bibi Chun said that it's easier for him to calculate client by square feet.
Yes. Normally by square feet. That's what we normally charge.
So Vincent, is it the same?
Yes, by square feet. Yeah.
But also by design for yourself.
Yes. Sometimes we will have to see what is to be painted. You know, if what the client wants is something really simple and not big, probably I'll have to pull down the margin of my desired price. You know, to be fair. You know, to be fair to all the clients. So normally we'll judge on the elements that is to be painted and how much materials to be used, the square feet, and how many days I need to complete it. So I will take into different consideration before I give quotations.
Okay, so additional from my side is like, why do I give everyone the same price? Is because, right, either you pay me 1,000 or 10,000, I still give you the best of me. Because I couldn't give you a shit. I don't know how to like determine like 1,000 I pay this, 10,000 I pay this. It's the same for me. Because once you ask me to paint, I will give my fucking best. Because I could not allow anything lower than the best to represent. That's why the price have to sustain for my side.
Okay, so thank you so much to all of you, and also thank you, Bibi Chun. Although he's not here visually, but he's there with his words.
Okay.
So thank you for your evening, and I hope that this conversation basically helps a lot of you watching out there. So next, on the 22nd of October, we would have another one that we will feature our own Equator College alumni, even who are an interior designers who talks about interior design. So stay tuned with us on the 22nd of October. Same time, same channel. So thank you so much. Have a good evening. Stay safe.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.